Two firms just released a brand new program that the industry has never seen, and it is making a ton of noise, mostly from traders that hate it, but there's actually a select few, a minority, that seem to love it. And the question is this new challenge going to change the industry? Well, in today's video, we are going to talk about exactly that and whether or not Lark Funding is thinking about implementing this new model, because I think there can actually be a lot of pros and potential cons for very specific traders. Okay, getting right into it, MyFundedFX and E8 Markets released the exact same identical program on the exact same day. Now, E8 Markets was teasing at a new model for a while, then they released it, and literally within the hour, MyFundedFX released the exact same thing. Now, there were some rumblings on Twitter, some interesting conversations going back and forth, and apparently neither of them knew that the other was going to release this program, which is pretty wild and almost a little hard to believe, but none of that actually matters. So, what is the actual program? Well, it is a one-step evaluation program. Now, the reason we're making this video is because when we launched on June 1st, 2022, we launched with only a one-step program, and so this is really worth paying attention to. Now, when I first heard about this program, there was a few things that raised alarm bells, not in a bad way, but right away I posted a new poll on Twitter asking traders what they thought about it, and 60% of traders said that they did not like it, and 40% of traders said that they were interested in it. Now, for those of you that might not be familiar with a standard one-stage evaluation, usually across the industry, the target is 10% with a 5 to 6% drawdown level, maximum drawdown level, and a 5% daily loss level. Some firms are a little bit tighter. At Lark Funding, we are 10% target, 6% max static drawdown, and a 5% daily loss limit. Now, those are pretty standard across the board. So, when it comes to this new evaluation, what exactly is going on? A one-stage evaluation, the target is lower than the current industry standard model at 8%. So, an 8% target, does that mean that the drawdown level is tighter? No. It means that the overall drawdown is also 8%. So you have a 1-to-1 ratio, which is essentially unheard of when it comes to one-step models. So what exactly is the catch? Is it crazy expensive? No, both of these firms are selling this model at $400 a piece. So the catch is the daily loss level is 2%. And on top of that, there is a daily cap on the profits that you can make, which is set at 2%. That means you can't lose more than 2% in a single day, and you also can't make more than 2% in a single day. And that is what is causing so much stir. That is what is really catching the eye of traders, because a profit cap at 2% daily, while it's still 40% a month, and we're going to get into that, it somewhat limits traders. And this is something we haven't seen. Now, it's important to note that when it comes to the 2% daily loss limit, it's actually only a soft breach. So if you hit it, it just means you're not going to be able to trade for the rest of the day. Once the next day hits, you'll be able to continue trading, which means that if you are down 6%, it will take you a minimum of 3 days in order to get back to break even. Now, we're already starting to get into the nitty-gritty of things, but from a high-level view, this is what the one-step program is. An 8% target, 8% max drawdown, 2% daily loss limit, soft breach, and a 2% cap on daily gains. Now, I'm not sure exactly about E8 Markets, but I know MyFundedFX also is not allowing news trading on the funded stage, but they're still allowing it on the evaluation stage. Okay, let's talk about the elephant in the room, the 2% daily cap on gains. Most traders are going to laugh at this. Most traders are going to say the whole point of getting into trading is to make an insane amount of money, and by capping it at 2% daily, well, what the heck is going on here? But hear me out. I actually think that this could be great for both traders and firms. Specifically, I can speak on firms because the industry has been absolutely wild. If you're subscribed to Lark Digest, which you absolutely should be, link is down below. 25,000 traders are subscribed. We send out daily trading newsletters talking about everything that's going on in the industry. If you've been following the newsletter, you know that almost every single day, at least it seems like almost every single day, a new firm is collapsing. It is a problem, and it all started with MetaTrader cutting off firms. It's been an absolute disaster. We can't speak on individual firms, everyone is different, but it is safe to say that the industry as a whole is struggling right now. And part of that, one of the many variables, is gamblers, those traders that will go full margin on their account. They will invest $500 in an account in an attempt to get a $50,000 payout. And that poses a huge amount of risk to a firm because the firm isn't going to be able to utilize the data from that trader. So by forcing traders to limit their gains and their daily loss by 2%, what it's going to do is it's going to flatten a trader's equity curve. It's going to make the losses and both the gains much more steady. There's going to be way less major fluctuations across the entire program. And this, at least from my point of view, if we were to implement something like this at Lark Funding, would likely allow us to better utilize a trader's data, and that means we are both winning together. All of that to say is that this, flattening the equity curve, allowing firms to better utilize a trader's data, means that there are going to be less payout denials. Now at Lark, in 2 years, we have not denied a single payout, but firms are struggling with this, and I think this model could help with that. Second, is going to lead to less gambling, which I think is great for everyone. There's people that try and game the system, and then there's traders. At firms, at least Lark, we want to work with traders. We don't want to work with traders that are trying to just game the system. And so for traders that are looking for those insanely massive payouts, this certainly is not going to be the program for you. But I think for traders that are trying to get away from that gambling side, want to be risk managed, this could force them to enter that category that they're trying to get to anyways. Number 3, even though there is a 2% daily cap on profits, there's still huge opportunity here. That means that you can make 40% a month. Yes, of course, you're not going to make 2% every single day, but the opportunity is still there. Any professional trader, and I've been roasted on Twitter for this, but I am an adamant believer that any professional trader is happy with a 2% monthly return, let alone daily. 2% a month is huge over a long period of time, over a large amount of capital. And so I really don't think, at least from my perspective, when I was trading with FTMO back in 2021, 2022, this would not have been limiting to me whatsoever. Now, bringing it back to the 2% daily soft breach limit, I think this is also great for traders because we see roughly 50% of traders at Lark breach their valuation from hitting the daily loss limit. And to me, again, as a trader, this is wild. If the daily loss limit is 5%, I don't think a trader should ever have to hit it. And so by having this soft breach limit in place of 2%, it's going to force traders to take a deep breath when they've had that loss, wait till the next day, look for a new setup, and then re-enter into the market. And I think that this is perhaps a sleeper feature in the program that's really going to benefit traders in the long run. So at face value, this is the program that has been getting a ton of attention on Twitter. I would love to hear from you guys. It seems to be mixed. It seems that some traders absolutely love it, especially because this is a move towards sustainability, which the industry needs, and other traders hate it. They say that we're entering this industry, we're signing up for prop firms because we don't want to have a limit on our gains, and I can completely understand from their perspective. I do want to quickly note that I think the only type of trader that could potentially be hurt from this would be swing traders, those traders that are looking for those big swings. However, if you adjust your risk accordingly, I don't see there being a huge issue. If you're a swing trader, it's something to look at, but I am a firm believer that if you adjust your risk accordingly, it's not a big deal. All that to say, I would love to hear from you guys. Is this something that you would like us to implement at Lark? We are looking into it maybe to be a temporary offer, a permanent feature. I'm not sure. We are running the numbers. We're looking at it. And of course, we want to hear from you guys to see if this is something that you would like to have. Again, Lark Digest, subscribe down below. Over 25,000 traders are receiving our daily trading newsletter. If you made it this far, appreciate it. We'll see you in the next one. Until then, peace.